Fuck. Okay, my audio was working. Okay, good. Let's see how long before this panel devolves into chaos. It's all chaos.
Hello?
Hello.
Why? I swear there's a bug in Discord that if you start a panel, it doesn't pick up on your voice.
Yeah.
Yes, great quote, Dreki. Thank you.
What did I miss in voice chat? I was too preoccupied with Altanok and volatile shenanigans.
I don't know. We're all making sounds.
Gotcha.
And then I had to move everybody here, and English is hard, and I'm sleep deprived, and I'm so not ready for this.
You too?
Oh yeah, I did say I want dragon noises.
Dirty noise.
Is anybody going to record this? Do we want this even recorded? I probably do. Lunat.
Wah.
I'm done. And I still have the meditation after this.
Oof.
Okay. Everybody here. Everybody ready. Everybody happy.
Everybody dirty.
Everybody dirty. No, you can record it. I'm just messing around. Draak. Why are you saying my name? Slow mode is on, but is slow mode on 30 seconds? No, it's 10 seconds. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll keep it on 10. You're all crazy anyway already. Yes. Okay. Official start. Cut here. Or don't. I don't care. Welcome to the last Bring Your Own Dragon of the summit. We've had a few. It's been fun. It's been crazy. It's been a nice experiment to see what this brings to the community. And so far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I have a lot more questions for other Bring Your Own Dragon panels, but that's for in the future. You'll have to wait. We are talking about the future.
Wow, future.
Future.
Wow. So mysterious.
Wow.
Wow.
And you don't even need a DeLorean.
Nope. It's gotta be Durg.
It's all Dirk.
It's all Durg. It always has been.
88 miles per hour Dirk.
Yes.
Question number 1. How do you see your Draconity evolving in the coming years? Here's a question. Chat, go nuts. I'll start. Yeah,
okay.
It's a tough question, but because of course nobody can know their future or know the future. But I think I will slightly change it into the path that I wish to follow is becoming more and more one with myself. I have always seen my Draconity and humanity as two sides, but recently I've started merging them, creating a new whole me out of those halves. And during that path, I hope to gain the insights needed to live a more Draconic life and enjoy my time here on Earth. So, yeah. That.
Understandable. I don't see my Draconity evolving much in the future. I think I've already discovered most of the main aspects of my Draconity. I wouldn't be surprised if some things change, though I don't expect a major shift in identity like I had when I first discovered that I was not Lunat herself, rather a fragment of her.
Nice.
I think.
Also,
I have a
Akira, look in the chat.
I think
Oh my god, I got a blessing!
Yay.
Power of
Yes.
the holiness of the quill to get you. I will. I'm feeling it. Thank you.
Altanaka, his words of
Altanak.
wisdom.
Okay, I think I will continue then. Short and simple answer. I just don't know. Maybe it is that I have a completely different dragon, like yours, Akir, because you had another dragon before, and now you are Akir. So maybe there is a completely different path that I don't know yet. So I just don't know my future. I think I will just continuing living here. I think.
I think that's a really good idea for
Yeah.
starters.
For starters.
Yeah, but it's now I lost my words.
I feel that.
No, it's good to realize that maybe you don't know your path and it might change. And getting surprised by that is also nice sometimes. If you plan too far ahead, if you already know your future, then it takes all the fun out of it, I think.
Yeah. I see it same here. Okay, it's like you don't need to know your future to have a nice future.
Exactly. Nice. Good words, Julian.
Thank you.
Anybody else? We have time.
Yeah.
Until the future.
Until the next second in the future. I'm seeing a lot of good answers in the chat. I'm happy to see this.
Yeah.
I can't really respond to everybody, but I'm reading along, trying to read along. Zeppi.
Wah.
Wow.
Wah. Who's requesting? Wonderlight?
Oh, yeah. Wow, I am blind.
That's why I'm here. I'm helping you out.
Thank you.
FM.
Hello.
You may speak.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Yes.
Give me less than a minute.
Okay.
Well, in that case...
Just the two of us.
Altanaka, for
can
fuck's
make
sake, stop
it
talking
if
about
we
Quill.
try. Just the two of us. You and I.
Quails.
Quill? I'm
Altanaka,
feeling...
shut up.
Okay.
I'm feeling the quill. There should be more quill in the future. We
Okay.
need to know, Zeppi,
Okay.
we need to know if there will be eggs. Okay, Wonderlight, go.
Yes.
I want to be eggs, but they're not laying any. So I'm thinking that one might actually be a male and not a female as advertised. So I might have to get another quail. So yeah.
Altanaka agrees with that assessment. Get more Quill. Answer to life's problems.
I'm okay with
Oh.
this. I need them.
Quail should always be first priority, honestly.
It's always a priority. My birds are my life. They take first
Yeah.
priority.
I do want to see pictures of the bulbs. However, I do want to talk about what this panel is about.
Yeah.
So first off, I first want to talk about my personal future. Then I want to talk about the future of not just the Draconic community, but really all Alta-human, all Alta-real communities. So starting with me, I do see there being some ups and downs. Like, I think over the near future, it's going to be a lot of concentrated time spent in the mortal and the mundane world. I have kind of accepted this. I've kind of accepted that it sucks, but what can I do about it? But kind of in even a wider future, even as like even in terms of next month, I can only see my future as bright as I'm discovering more and more of myself. I think I'm going to meet a lot more alter-real individuals, alter-human individuals, and I'm super excited for that. And that's at this juncture all I could say about me. In terms of the world at large, I do think, call me an optimist, but I do think that we are going to be basically seeing a lot of people who, for whatever reason, want escapism, want magic in their lives that only our communities can bring. So I do think it's an uphill battle for sure, but I do think the future is alter human, in my opinion.
Nice. Thank you.
You're welcome. You are welcome.
And actually, to continue on that, I do think there is a shift going on, more or less. We've had the whole COVID period where everything went online. The years before that, there were a lot more physical meetups, and we're now starting to see people coming. The communities are returning back to real life, so to say. Besides, of course, the summit and stuff like that, it will always continue. There will always be an audience for that. But I'm starting to notice there's a need to see each other in real life again.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say I really don't want to reveal anything more specific than this here, but I'm from Toronto, and I would absolutely love nothing more than just to meet some other alter humans in Toronto or even outside of it somehow. That would be so cool.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did anyone else want to add anything else to this question?
Guess not.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
I think I'm good. I'm ahead of it.
We can
Thank
probably
you.
move on to the next question.
Wow, we're making progress.
Yes.
I'm so proud of everybody.
Oh yeah.
I knew we could do it. This is
What-
probably normal bring your own dragon behavior, the whatever's going on in chat.
Except for whatever the fuck Altanoc's doing.
Quill.
I'm trying to get a picture of him to keep running away.
Oh no.
Right. Yeah, that's the joke, Julian. That's why I made it. God.
I know. I just wanted to recall this joke. What's the password?
Oh yeah, song step. Otherkinity is definitely gaining more visibility. We're slowly coming out of the shadows, even though we might not really want to. But well, some do, some don't.
I do not.
Anyway, second question. What
Yes.
advice someone just discovering their darkness?
Okay, is it just you that you are digging? Hello?
Yeah, I couldn't hear the question. All I could hear was
Wow.
Yeah,
Without audio.
Was I-
again.
And was I
oh no, Robotic Cure has returned.
Oh no, I just changed the password to admin, so oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. I just wrote it in the chat, so I could turn into a robot.
The return of the Robo-Dergs.
5,000. Oh no.
Okay, to the question though. What was it again?
Yeah.
hello?
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
Hey,
there
we
you
can
go.
hear you
Hello?
again.
Hello?
Yeah. we can
Hello?
hear you again.
Yay! I don't know what happened. Anyway, the question was, what advice would you give to someone just discovering their draconity? I'm just gonna post again as if nothing happened. What do you mean something happened? No, nothing happened. This was all along, just cut in the edit. I cut this out as well.
Are you
I can start
Okay.
if we want.
Do it.
Sure. First of all, the advice I would say is give it time. Don't try to force it. Take this time to explore, try things out. If it doesn't work, you can move on to the next thing. Don't expect it all to be there on the same day as your awakening or the next day. Don't expect things to come to you in such a short time. This will take most likely the rest of your life. And things might hurt now. The yearning might be terrible. And that yearning will not go away. But things will get better. And look to the community for help. You're not alone. You're never alone.
Yes.
Can I continue?
Hello.
Hi, Stafflight.
Hello.
Can I continue?
Go for it.
Yeah,
Sure.
Go ahead.
Okay. What would I advise a new dragon? I think the same as Aki, go with your own feelings and go with your heart. It is take your time with this. You don't have to know anything on the first day, and just be yourself. This is my advice.
I would personally say look for people, community that would have advice on things. However, be sure that they are people that are giving you advice and not prescriptive things like telling you this helped me, not this is what you have to do. This is the only way that it can be. Be look for people that can help you, but be wary as well.
Yeah, it's good advice.
I could toss in my 2 cents. Just kind of pulling from my own experience, First Awakening. You're going to feel like you are the most awesome thing in the universe now that you know you're a dragon. And you're right. However, every other dragon you will meet is also the most awesome thing in the universe. So don't get too big for your britches. Don't think you're too good for the community, because there's lots that everyone has to offer and share, and you will learn from others, and you will come to love others in the community just as much as they will come to love you.
You're all breathtaking.
My 2 cents on this is don't let peer pressure dictate your journey. A lot of times, depending on which spaces you start out in and which spaces you end up in, you'll see a lot of people kind of having this pressure, like, you'll either feel like pressures, like you'll feel people being like, oh, this stereotype, who's ever heard of that? Or this stereotype is so ridiculously common, like they can't all be right. And you'll feel like all of these different pressures, like different people talking about their experiences and making comments on the community as a whole, like that, even if you feel that, if you feel those pressures there, ignore those, because you get to dictate you, and the rest of the community and whatever, like, I don't know, rules or trends or anything that's going around should not dictate who you are. And that added so much extra time onto my awakening before I realized, yeah, I'm literally just a dragon, because that was like, because at first I was like, there's no way I'm a dragon, because that's just too common and too awesome seeming. That's like I didn't want to be someone who I didn't want to be someone who had like a stereotypical, like, for lack of a better word, Mary Sue type stereotype, because, you know, at this point I was still doubting myself, and because of that I went through I tried on a whole bunch of different identities, and then just realized I'm literally a dragon. This is me. Why did I care so much about, like, what is the right thing to be, when the right thing to be is me, not what the community says it is?
Yes, that's exactly. Really good. Nice to hear this. Who else? I'm also reading along with chat. You're all amazing.
Understandable. My advice would be keep good company. Stay away from elitism. Don't give bad toxic spaces your time. Just stay away from them. Don't make my mistake.
Don't make my mistake.
Also, don't do what I did and just go away for 8 years.
Goofy.
Toxic spaces, I can only agree with it. I have made an experience as well, not so good days. Some of you remember it because I think I said it in another voice or another panel, but I don't know. Don't go to toxic spaces and you will get a feeling over time what are toxic spaces and what are not toxic spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we are not talking about this topic anymore because it's really triggering to people. I see.
Positivity.
Yeah, you want to be in a place that lifts and inspires you, not somewhere that is going to be cruel to you for no reason. Like they'll have a elitist tone, or they won't treat each other kindly or nicely. And one of the things I hated about Draconic is that they were fucking ruthless in some areas, and it didn't matter what your age was. I got caught up in some drama when I was like 14, and they were just like kind of cruel about the whole thing. And their whole big thing, and if you hear from them again, they're like, "Well, we're not here to babysit. I'm not asking you to babysit, but if you got minors in chat that are young and they're still developing, I feel like you should have a little more tact with dealing with things like that. I'm not saying anyone here is a minor, but even just for you guys to look out for the newcomers to the community that are young, that as elders, it's our job to guide and protect them as well, and look out for one another. If you see something wrong, say something.
Yeah. Nothing to add to that. Wow, we're going fast if we're already moving on to the third question.
Oh, yeah.
Faster to get to the fun questions.
Yeah, I know. Everybody wants the fun questions. I'll make the decision if you all deserve it.
Yes.
Okay, question number 3. What? Yeah. How do you envision the future of the Dragonkin community? As for myself, this has been talked about before, I think in the last 2 summits even. But I hope the fragmentation of our community as a whole, not just the Dragonkin community, but I think the whole community, slowly goes back to bigger central places, or at least places that are not as closed off in the way of communication like Discord is, because you have to know the server to join it for a lot of them, which is great for privacy, but terrible for those who are searching. And I wish to see the whole community come together more. Maybe wishful thinking, but we'll see.
I said in chat, kind of half tongue-in-cheek, Dragonkin Pride Parade's when, but to kind of go along with your thoughts, Akir, I think we need to get out of online spaces and face-to-face, because the internet is a wonderful tool, but there is a known psychological impact of when you are safely anonymous behind a username and everyone else is just words on a screen. It is so easy for, like was touched on in the last question, for these toxic groups to spring up. And people won't be like that, generally, in person. They keep those things to themselves. They have a tendency to nudge people who are just like that out of in-person groups. and they stay more wholesome and more open-minded than internet groups can, because it's just so easy for internet groups to become echo chambers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good answer, Drek. Thank you.
My thinking about this was like, when you ask the question, my first thought was Generation Alpha with BrainWatt. Not that, please. Not that, please. But my serious answer to this is I hope that we are growing more together as a whole community, being open for everyone to join and having fun and sharing our experiences more and learn more. I think I just bring us closer together and more meetups, more Dragonkin Pride parades if you want to. Yeah, that's what I hope for the future.
That's a good thing to hope for.
All right, is this thing on?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, the way I see it, I hope the fragmentation will get less, though I do feel like we're not really going that way. If you look at things like Twitter, for example, that is now already like X and like 3 or 4 different platforms that spawned up. And I feel like it's just going to continue. But to not end on a depressing note, if I look at the furry community, that is of course also very spread out. But if you go to places like different fur cons, you do kind of start seeing like the same people like appear multiple times in places. And I feel like even though everyone is spread apart, because you see those people just come up every now and then, you start recognizing them, and that is kind of the glue that is keeping everyone together. And I'm kind of hoping that by organizing like more physical meetups, that will essentially also act more as a glue to keeping everyone together. That is what I am hopeful for in the future.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Oh, sorry.
I was talking to my buddy. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, in my own opinion, especially taking that sort of thing into account, I kind of get the opposite lesson off of that. Within the furry community, when you go to conventions, there will be a few different people at some of them, but a large amount of people that show up at a lot of them are going to be the same people over and over. Moving it towards an IRL community is going to wind up with less people participating more and becoming a larger voice, rather than allowing more people to be able to speak. People like me that have really bad social anxiety are going to be sort of forced out of the community if it goes more towards being an IRL thing than an internet-only thing. I'm able to participate in things like this because it's online, because it's a low barrier to entry, because it's not a very challenging, like, intimidating space. But moving it towards real-life meetups would basically preclude me from interacting or being part of it. It's kind of actually a major part of the reason why I sort of left the furry community spaces, because it just has so much focus on meeting up in real life.
Yeah, I think that especially the other king community will always have a place online. There's a certain charm to, hide behind my profile picture, which is a dragon, instead of facing the human that is talking into this microphone.
Especially because, like, when it comes to things like things that would allow people to see you as you really would see yourself, which I feel is even more important in this community than it is for furries with, like, fursuits. Those sorts of things are expensive and hard to get, and oftentimes when you're interacting in a space that's not just exclusive to people like us, it's kind of off-putting for a lot of people, and they're going to treat you weird for it.
Yeah.
So,
have to make it accessible for everybody. And that's why I think like things like the summit will always stay around.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Anyway, that's all.
Thank you. Anybody else? I mean, chat is active. Well, not right now. Why did you stop typing? Chat, keep typing.
I think time for the next question.
Post quill.
Okay,
I
Quail.
already posted it, Quail. Okay.
Post a quill.
No, I already
demand
did.
quill.
I'd say I want to answer because we can add that. About the future and what the community holds. I kind of agree with what our previous speaker just said. I liked one of the things that I liked about being Otherkin and what I had before Tumblr became a thing was that it was quiet and unknown, and I liked it that way. I liked it that it was more secretive, and the people who found out, like, they were people who felt like they were genuinely trying to figure out answers. And sometimes, especially with Tumblr, it felt like it became like a trend to be Otherkin, and it was hard for me to see that and go through because being the Dragon King is very intensely personal to me. And
Yeah.
it's the only thing that I had. I didn't have any kind of other like spiritual beliefs or religion or anything growing up. And it was something that was important, and it felt like it was being taken as a joke when a lot of that was going on, and it felt bad. I'm more of accepting of it now, I suppose, but I still would like it if things stayed on the internet and relatively obscure because it feels safer that way. Maybe it's hard to describe, but I don't feel a need to be out and proud with what and who I am. I won't deny it, and I won't like run away from things for the most part. It's kind of a miracle that I'm even here at the moment, helping again with modding and stuff. So it took a lot to even come back to the community after a lot of time, and I still feel like it's not the best place, but it's still a place that's mine. I hope the community respects that there are people out there that like it quiet and that like it relatively unknown and not everybody. Like, I'm not gonna go trumpeting down my way down the street telling everybody I'm a dragon. I don't want to. I don't need to. I'm afraid what would happen if I do. I'm happy with just the little bit who know me and expressing myself on the internet because on the internet I don't really give a care. I don't give a shit who knows I'm a dragon. I don't care if I say it. No one cares. Then what are you gonna do? Go in my DMs, hey, you're a dragon. I'm like, yeah. So what? I'm old enough that that kind of bullying that doesn't really go off with me anymore. So it's different in
Yeah.
real life because in person, people see your face, you work, you
Yeah.
do things. It's very different as opposed to online. So as long the community can grow however it wants to, but as long as it remembers that there are people like us that want to be quiet and want to be hidden.
Yeah. I'm kind of on both sides. I enjoy physical meetups, but that's only because my main interaction with the community when I awakened was physical. I
Oh, that's
wasn't
right.
that online. But I also really enjoy the summit and the spire and interacting online. And so, yeah, I get your sentiment. It's a difficult balance to find.
It's a nuanced question as well. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone's gonna have different experiences, and for me, the first time I met somebody other Kin in real life, it was a absolutely abysmal, horrible experience that I do not want again. So I'm actually kind of scared to meet other Kin in real life. I really don't. I'm afraid to meet anybody else unless I have that experience again. So.
Aw.
And maybe that's just me. I've had a rough go of it with this community. But others might feel differently. But for me personally, that's just kind of how it feels.
Understandable.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, same.
If I can speak. So I have been referring to like real life meetups indeed, because I mean the ones I've been going to lately really did me well personally, especially because for me I kind of joined the community during COVID, and going to these real life events is like discovering a whole other side of me that just I didn't really have the chance to discover, and I feel like it has been doing me well. at the same time. Yeah, there is also definitely still a need for online stuff. But I think you can still achieve like roughly the same thing by having things like the summit, because like when it came to like the Spire, I knew about the summit like way earlier before I did the Spire because it was like a happening and it was spreading around. And I mean, there's very many hybrid options like VR chat, for example, that that people can look into. So I feel like there are ways to kind of achieve the same effect without it being physical.
Yeah. Well
Understandable.
put. 2 words. Anybody else? I've seen a lot of coil in the chat.
Altanag, what have you started?
I am happy.
He's happy. Altanag.
Everybody happy. Yeah, chat is still ongoing. It's nice to see. Dragons are already planning stuff, throwing
Yes.
up ideas. Hey, what if we do this? What if we do that?
If you do drinks at the bar, don't do that. I'm a goblin when I'm drunk.
Ghost hunting.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you guys do?
I do
Ghost
ghost
hunting
hunting.
with dragons.
Ghost
Do it
hunting.
with Eric if he's a ghost. He wouldn't
Nice.
look it because he has to talk to people then.
Okay.
Do we want to move on to the next question?
Yeah, sure.
God,
Sure.
Sandra, is that you? What are you doing backstage? Rooting for them to go Gangnam Style.
Well, not the last question, but the last question of this panel, officially.
Oh yeah, the last of the 4 original ones, I guess.
Yeah. Were you inspired or driven by your Draconity to pursue a certain career or field of interest? Or are you still doing a study or something like that too? That was caused by your Draconity?
Ooh, 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 ooh. I can
I
answer
think-
this. I can answer this.
I believe Drek wants to say something.
Okay.
Was it that
Just a
obvious?
hunch.
I wasn't sure, but yeah.
So, some of you who know me from the Spire have already heard this story, but I pretty much dumped a fairly lucrative, by human standards, career to become a school bus driver, almost exclusively because of my Draconity, because I needed more of a connection with people, and especially when I was a dragon, my favorite thing was spending time teaching hatchlings. And I'd already gone to college once, and I'm still paying off my student loan, so I wasn't about to go back to school to become a teacher. So the next best thing was school bus driver, and I absolutely love it. I feel like I get to have a little bit of being a dragon again when I have these precious young lives in my care, even if it's only for, an hour a day. It's still this fulfilling sense of purpose that my dragon self needs. And now I have it again.
Wait, Drax. Have you thought about being a
Have I thought about being a what?
paraprofessional in the school system?
I hadn't thought of that.
You might like that more, actually.
I actually myself, well, I'm effective personally, but sort of a confluence of being effective and being a dragon and everything. Being a librarian for me actually was very much influenced by that, as that is who I was before. I was a librarian, so it majorly influenced me to become one here.
I love that.
That's-
Same reason as when, the way why Drek is doing what they are doing now. I love those stories. Mine is actually also really close to that, but I'll let somebody else talk first.
Okay, I think I will continue. I think it is not really the case for me, but since I discovered my draconity, like I I I had my job before I discovered myself, my true self. And when I discovered my draconity, and yeah, this is fitting. I'm working as a software developer in a electricity company, in a bigger one that focuses on renewable energies, and I think nature is really, really, really important for me, and that's why I chose the job. I think, and since I've awakened, I have a really, really big interest, like in dragons in general. That's how I would put it. Yeah, like all kinds of things, dragon art, dragon plushies, all this stuff.
Yee.
Yes,
Interesting.
you, Julian.
I know my
Yes.
draconity drives my being to do pretty much everything that I do, even becoming
Yeah.
a traditional indigenous dancer, drawing, collecting certain things, actively engaging in spirituality. It's kind of interesting because when people connect with indigenous culture, indigenous peoples, when they connect with indigenous culture, it's out of a desire to honor the ancestors, to honor one's cultural heritage, to honor their humanity. And I do it for the complete opposite reasons. I do honor my ancestors, the human ancestors, though not in the way that a traditional indigenous person would. I also don't approach indigenous culture as I'm human, I'm a native human. I see myself as more like just a draconic being looking in from the outside who has indigenous heritage in this human body. I mean, I do label myself as indigenous, and I am proud of my indigenous heritage, though. Because I approach it through a non-human lens, it's definitely a non-traditional way of viewing myself.
It's cool.
Yeah,
That's really cool. Yeah, I love that.
thank you.
When I think
Well.
of work, there was a website I had found once. I don't know if it's still running. I doubt it is. It was about this guy talking about his interactions with dragons and stuff. I don't know if it was something that was supposed to be taken as fact or fiction. But he had a very interesting theory on dragons and unicorns, which I think was funny. And it makes me think about like what I do sometimes. He said unicorns are anthropologists because they can go up right up to people and they usually have good relations with them. People are usually more hands-on with unicorns, leading unicorns to studying them more. And I guess that would lead them more into the field of anthropology. Dragons are psychologists. They usually keep their distance. They're more concerned with why people do things the way they do, and how they do things the way they do, and how they can mold their behaviors accordingly with human behaviors and things like that. They want to study how and why people work. And ever since I read that, I think it's the funniest thing, considering where I am now, and that I've majored in psychology and I'm still doing stuff. I'm not like a social psychologist or anything of that sort. There's many different fields when it comes to psychology. I chose mental health because I've been dealing with mental health crap for my entire life. And I want to be able to take the knowledge that I've learned from my studies, as well as my personal knowledge, and use that to help others. And right now, I'm finally in a job that allows me to do that, where I'm helping young adults and teenagers and adolescents with their lives and how to manage their emotions and be better. And that's kind of what I have to do. I don't really know if it has anything to do with my draconity. I don't see it as something that's connected to my mental health or anything like that, but I do think it's funny because I always think of that quote. And because of the things that I've experienced in my life, it's always been appropriate for me to really observe human behavior and how why people would do things, so I better know how to keep myself safe and away from other people. So it's just really funny how all of that kind of coincides. I really don't know if any of that really kind of ties into anything. I feel more draconic nowadays when I'm actually doing spiritual practices with the groups that I join and follow and do. So because I use a lot of my, even though my groups may not know it, but I use a lot of my draconic influence in my spirit work. So that's not really a job, but it might be a side thing later.
Nice.
Yeah, understandable. We have 15 minutes before the guided meditation panel, so do we want to move on to the goofy questions?
Yeah,
I want to say something,
Okay.
just a sec, because mine's a little bit different. Mine's less of a Draconic has specifically influenced this and more of just a happy coincidence. But I am currently an engineering major, and I've known for my whole life that I wanted to go into some kind of engineering, and that has nothing to do with my Draconic because I love math, I love problem solving, and the thing is, engineering at its core is creating things that solve problems, and as such, it's applicable to so many different aspects of life and everything. And that means that I can apply it to my Draconic and create gear that allows me to move freely throughout the world as a dragon in different ways, and I can improve my designs and create things that actually work the way I want it to. Like, I've seen a lot of people who make wings that are very big and impressive, but they're not mobile at all, and that sort of thing wouldn't work for me. But as someone who's learning engineering, I can break problems down into their parts and understand what it is that I actually want and create things to solve those problems. And also I'm studying things like mechanics and learning SolidWorks, which means that I'm going to get 3D printing skills and other things like that. And I think that while Draconic didn't influence my engineering, I'm so glad that I have engineering skills because it makes my Draconic so much richer.
Amazing. Keep us
Thank
updated.
you for sharing.
If you do develop something, let us know. Okay. Well, we have about 13 minutes left. I don't think if anybody else wants to talk, they can talk, but otherwise I'll start throwing
Goofy
in
questions time.
the goofy questions time.
Yes.
Okay, goofy question number 1. We're gonna lean into the stereotypes again.
Oh no.
Do you
Wow.
do you see yourself as the wise elder dragon, the trickster, or the fearsome guardian, or something entirely different? What kind of
Ooh.
dragon are you?
All 3 of them and more.
Yeah. I think there's gonna be a lot of them.
Yeah.
Lunata is the lean bean after all.
Yeah.
I think I'm all 3.
I am not the wise whatever. I am definitely a fearsome guardian, but I'm also like little chittering dude.
Okay. I think for me it's like I'm kind of a guardian, a really protective one who protects the ones I like and off. And I think I'm like, where was the question again?
What kind of dragon are you? Or how do you see yourself?
Yeah, I see myself like wise as well because I learned too much things here on this earth, and as a protector. And on the other side, I see myself as a really young dragon because I'm feeling really, really young, like especially for my dragon self. And yeah, that is how I see myself, like as a dragon.
Yeah, I'm loving the chat.
Yeah.
Myself, I honestly would say that I am a bit of all 3, depending on my mood and the day of the week. I can definitely play the role of the fearsome guardian or the wise elder dragon, but my favorite is to be a trickster, or probably more accurately a goofball. I like to make people laugh.
Yeah. I often try to be serious, but well, everybody who's in the Spire knows what my natural habitat is. So
We don't
Bonk.
need to be serious, Arkia. So yeah, I'm taking my life as a big meme. So I'm not serious at all. At some points, sometimes I'm serious, but sometimes I'm not. Yeah, it is funny to take life as a big meme.
yeah, indulge in the ego, but also know you are indulging.
I've been indulging. You see my full Tumblr intro?
I have not.
You should. I am the wrath of the sun, the scourge of the south. I'm the most terrible unwise. And something else. I forgot what I said.
That's amazing. I will believe you for that. Okay.
Also, I just want to say, as a dragon who's like, I'm pretty sure is a domestic species, I am a dragon that you'd see in a movie about dragon riders. So I'm toothless, basically, but except I'm not toothless.
I was thinking like what was it called? Homeward? Onward. The dragon in Onward. Do you remember that one?
Oh,
I bet you don't even know that one. The little one. Anyone
the
know what I'm
little
talking about?
one?
Yeah, does anyone know what I'm talking about?
It's been so long ago I've seen
Oh
that.
my fucking
No.
Okay, hold on.
Wait, Onward,
Yes.
the Pixar movie?
Yeah.
I do not remember the dragon.
Technically there were two, but the only one I'm talking about is the one you see in the beginning.
Well, I'm gonna
Oh,
try
yeah,
and
like
watch
that.
it soon.
I think I remember.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna post a picture. Now you're hurting
We
me.
don't have time for that.
Okay, Stuart, I just came in to say that my role over time has just been Cosmos Mapper. Go everywhere, and what do you call it? Make a map and remove the ones that cease to be, and just it's a weird thing. I guess I'm an explorer.
Weird is good.
Explorer in that way. That's all I wanted to say. I'm muting him.
Weird is good. Especially here. Wonderlight. Come on stage.
Yes. Okay, I'm kind of like magical girl anime protagonist overpowered like right now I'm just looking up on YouTube Devil May Cry 5 combat as just something to give me kin euphoria, just like insanely overpowered. My main use of Draconic is like I have this dragon form that I go into that I like and yeah, I'm just really overpowered and cool, and like I said on another panel, basically a out of yeah, a
Luna
deviant
is
out of
overpowered. Luna's like the final boss of anime villains.
Suddenly
I love
music
that
starts
so
playing. Everywhere Wonderlight goes, you hear boss music.
It's
Dark Souls music.
It's less for me boss music and more for me like you know the song You Say Run?
No.
No.
It's from an anime called My Hero Academia. Just that is just blasting wherever I go. Just motivational hero music. And then I'm like, I can do it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Looks like we might have time for one more question.
Yeah. Well, one more then. I had 3, but you're only getting one more.
We got 6 minutes, so
You've all been talking too much. This is your punishment. Only one question more. Now I get to decide which one shall I choose.
Just
Will
choose
do.
the first one.
No, that first one we just had.
I mean, which first
What-
one comes next?
What about second question? What's your pet peeve as a dragon?
What is pet peeve? What is this?
All right, I'm going to
Uh,
stop you right here. All dragons seem to have to be big. Why? We need smaller dragons.
Yeah, what is pet peeve? Can you describe, Akia?
Like
I used to be small. Does that count?
It's like an annoyance, something that's like a trope of something that annoys you.
Yeah. A little annoyance.
What is pet peeve, Akia?
A little annoyance.
Ah,
Something that annoys you. Something you find annoying.
as a dragon.
Well, yeah.
Wait, I have to. Literally flies.
Flies? You're an aquatic dragon. Why do you have flies?
When
You're as
I'm
clean
on
as a-
land. When
You're
I'm
as
on land. Yeah.
Okay. Dragon Texas.
Dragon Texas, yes, this as well.
No, don't take my horde.
Yeah. Or literally, I say one thing that every water dragon gets annoyed from. Rain.
What?
Rain?
Literally
Rain?
rain. Yes, rain.
Rain.
Rain
Of
is
course.
amazing.
No!
One of my main
hate
Dragon
rain.
loves rain.
water.
I hate rain.
I love rain.
What's wrong with rain?
Yeah,
I
I'm a
hate
sea
rain.
wing. So
I love
I hate rain.
I like rain.
This is going to turn into a hate or love rain.
Starflight, but rain comes from above it. If it's rain, you
Rain.
don't understand this. You're not a sea wing, so
Don't you live in the water though? How would you even know it's raining? Why would
when
you
I'm
bother
underwater, that doesn't annoy me. Like when I'm over the water, or on land. Yeah.
Yeah, Zantec has it right. Zach 10, sorry. If you stop caring about that it's wet and that you have to stay dry,
I don't like cold rain.
rain is amazing.
This dragon used to just stand out in the rain and even try to find places where the trees were dripping extra big drops to really splash on my scales.
Oh no.
I think
cannot do
maybe
this.
that my. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I think maybe my love of rain and the fact that I'm very water oriented comes from the fact that when I awoken, I was drenched in water. Like, if anybody was at the previous panel, I was in the snow, and when I got to the to school, I was so drenched they had to take me out of all of my clothing and like put it all in the dryer. And that's the event that led to my awakening was steeped in being soaked head to toe in water, not from rain, but from snow, which is just frozen rain.
Nice. Well, I just posted the last one
Yeah.
because it's the last Bring Your Own Dragon, and you all deserve it.
Yeah.
I tried to stay out of the what do you call it thing.
I can only like I don't know how I would sleep if I'm like really in nature, and I definitely I think on the floor, and then I curled up on my stomach. This is my sleeping style. That's really, and as in my human body I do it as well because it is the most comfortable position. Yeah.
Nice.
You cannot really curl up as a human, but you can make yourself a dog, and this is nice.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we have to end it. I want to thank everybody. No, Drac. No. Let me end it, and then we can do noises. I'm really grateful that I could do these panels, the Bring Your Own Dragon ones. It was an experiment, and I think it was a really good thing to do in the summit, and I will definitely keep doing them for the next summit.
Yeah, thank you for hosting them.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks.
You're welcome. I love to see this. These are the kind of things that make me happy to see the community just getting piled on top of each other, answering the questions.
Yes.
Dragonpile now.
Dragon
Yes.
pile, death pile.
And noises. And Quill.
Wah.
Well enough to actually get ready.
Okay.
We'll move this to voice chat so you can make all of your strange noises.
And for everybody else, see you in the next panel. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.